You are now listening to the Car Lifestyle Podcast.
With host
Seth Rose from Exotics Rally.
Elizabeth White from It's White Noise.
Car Lifestyle.
Welcome back to the Car Lifestyle Podcast. I am Seth Rose from Exotics Rally. I'm joined with my co-host,
Elizabeth White from It's White Noise.
and we are on location in Knoxville, Tennessee. Thank God we kind of have a warm day, but we're spending most of it inside today. We are on the Corsa America Rally, and we have a lot of special guests that have joined the rally this year. It gives us great pleasure to bring to the podcast one of the owners and founders of Cannonball Run Rally, Steve Goldfield. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
And the owner and founder of the Motor City Rally? Okay, Motor City Rally, which is Wasim Qureshi.
You got it. Thank you.
Okay, now I passed that test.
Barely.
Freaking God. It's always a rough one.
C's get degrees.
Karashi.
So we're here on Corsa Rally, and today is one of the last days. It's been a bit of an adventure.
Little Tail of the Dragon.
Yeah, this is the Dragon Rally. I've never been on Corsa Rally myself, so I'm a virgin.
First time for me as well.
Elizabeth's a co-virgin, and
But we have some veterans.
yes, you guys are veterans. You've been on this rally before. You have your own rallies, so
Definitely.
why don't
And
we-
now they're partners, actually.
in more ways than one. So anyway, scratch that. So
Scratch that. Yeah.
now
We'll get into that.
So let's start. You guys were actually part of the pre-rally, they called it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the pre-rally started in, I believe, Washington, D.C.
That's correct.
So, Steve, why don't you tell us a little about the pre-rally and what brought you out to Corsa this year?
Well, I love Corsa. I've done it before, and I love all the people on Corsa. As far as the getting in the pre-rally, I like the idea of going to the Trump Hotel, and of course they upgraded me. I had this magnificent suite. It was pretty cool. Then,
So is that because you're a Trump supporter?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sure. I admit it. I'm not going to do the, worry about the Democrats and all that. It's okay. Yeah, no, but a very cool hotel. Had cars staged out in front and all these people taking pictures everywhere. So it was like...
And which car did you bring on the rally? Because I know you have several cars that you've done
Yeah.
rallies on.
F12, Ferrari F12, wrapped like a box of Cohiba cigars.
Ah, yes, I've seen that before. You had a wrap like that for Cannonball, I believe.
Well, yeah, because
With the
when on
Cuban theme,
Cannonball-
right?
Right. We took everyone from Massachusetts to Havana, Cuba, so I had to represent Cuba. So it wrapped it as a bunch of cigars.
Cool.
If anyone knows Steve, there is a Steve spot at every hot hotel in every city.
So, Steve, a lot of people don't know you well, and they might not know you at all, and some of our listeners might want to know. You have a extensive rally experience and history. So, what was the first rally you've ever done?
I think it was the Paupers Run, and it was a free rally, Los Angeles going from Calabasas to Las Vegas, like that. And we do it just about 30 Ferraris, just a Ferrari run. And they called it the Paupers Run because it was a rally that they didn't charge for. Everyone paid for their own thing. And that was the first one I've ever done.
And how long ago was that?
He doesn't want to admit
2004. No, it's okay. 2004, 2005.
Okay.
Oh, that's not that
That's
bad.
not that bad. Yeah,
No.
not that long ago.
No, I've been rallying for about 12 years.
Cool.
Man, I'm almost there.
So, what was the first car you ever rallied with?
It was a 430, Ferrari 430.
Okay. So, you're a Ferrari guy.
Always.
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 Never crossed the line to Lamborghini.
Never. Ever.
And never will.
Highly doubtful.
Highly doubtful.
I'll leave my future open, of course. But yeah, no. I mean, I love Lamborghinis. I think they're magnificently beautiful cars, especially with the doors going up and like that. They're good. They're hard to drive, but they're absolutely great cars. But they're not Ferraris.
No.
Nah.
Well, a lot of people always say that Ferrari's a gentleman's sports car and a gentleman's...
Gentlemen.
That's what they
Gentlemen?
say. So, would
full.
you put yourself in that classification?
A lot of people are wrong if they've met Steve. That's going to be the case.
I don't know. I
No,
drive
it's a-
Ferraris too. Does that mean I'm a gentleman? Do I have to self-identify as a male now?
No, you'll be a
It means you're a
gentlewoman.
lady.
So, okay, so you did that Paupers Run, and then you evolved into today being one of the founders and purveyors, I should say. Of
I am the founder of Cannonball. It was
Cannonball
a fluke
Run Rally.
the way I started. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's
Okay, so last year was the inaugural Cannonball Run Rally.
It sure was, yeah.
And it was very successful from what
Yes.
we understand. And people can listen to our previous podcast about Cannonball Run. Unfortunately, you couldn't join us for that podcast. So why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about this year's rally and where it's taking your participants to?
Right. Well, we had the problem on this. After going to Cuba, being the first rally to ever go to Cuba.
But just to clarify, you didn't take the cars to Cuba.
No,
right?
we didn't. No, what we did is the cars ended up in Key West. That was our huge finish line, 10,000 whatever people on the streets. But then the next morning, we had two 737 Cannonball jets, private jets, first-class jets that took everyone to Havana, Cuba for our after party. I always pull surprises when we do one of these things. So we had on the plane, I'm announcing to people, the participants are very nervous about, whoa, oh my God, we're going to Cuba.
To Cuba,
it's a dictatorship,
right, yeah.
It's communist, oh my God. And so I get a very somber voice on the one jet that I was on, and I'm announcing, so when you get off the plane, what you do is you go through immigration, and then once you go through there, you get your luggage, you check out, you do all that, and then just go straight out of the airport, and you'll see the Cannonball buses. Okay, like that. So they do all that. They go straight out of the airport, and there's no buses. Instead, they look around. We got 60 1950s Cuban cars, 1950 Chevys and Dodges,
Right,
whatever.
which are pretty popular over there.
Oh, yeah. And they all had Cannonball Run logos on them.
The whole back window was covered.
The whole back window.
Wow,
yeah.
that's cool.
So we shocked everyone like that. They look around for the buses and all of a sudden see these cars, and they go, "Holy crap!" And they were given to the participants for 2 days. So that's
So they all had private cars.
Oh yeah, of course.
Private
We're a
private
high-end
cars.
rally.
Yeah, it's a high-end first-class rally.
Private villas.
Oh yeah,
It's really nice.
That's awesome.
yeah. Well, hotels and that depends on where they wanted to stay. So
Actually,
So that was the pinnacle of the first year. you'd
there
say.
was many pinnacles on this. But yeah, no, but that was the end part of it. And so we, in Cuba, earlier on, went to Cuba with Zach, our chief executive officer, and we scoped out Cuba. We didn't want to do the tourist spots, so we had the tour company that helped us, which is specialized. They did the Beyonce and the Obama tour and like that. We're scoping out all the locals places. So we don't have to... just do what all tourists do. And we did. And we pulled off some unbelievable nightclubs. And one of the clubs got the actual Tropicana dancers to come over to the locals club. So we've got a bunch of Tropicana girls with their full headdress.
Right, the full headdress
dancing.
and everything, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was. So we kept adding things. I mean, there goes the budget. So we said, hell with the budget. Because that was expensive alone,
Sure.
that one little thing. At any rate, all that kind of stuff.
So this year, where does it start?
Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
And we have
I'm
a little...
super excited about
Yeah,
that,
oh,
actually.
Wasim is going to
That's
chime
your
in
neighborhood.
soon. That's his neck of the woods.
yeah.
So you're
So
starting in Detroit.
Yeah, starting there. We have our little city shut down there and some events going on. And from there, we drive to Mackinac Island.
Which I've never heard of until this whole
It
thing
sounds
came
very
up.
Long Island.
It-
Mackinac.
yeah. So what is Mackinac Island?
Mackinac Island is
An island.
in Mackinac, Michigan. It's a couple 300 miles, whatever, outside of Detroit. We drive there, and then the cars are all secured. They're staged, whatever. But we have to take a boat, a big ferry, to the island, which takes about 15, 20 minutes, depending. And when you get to the island, there are no cars allowed on the island. It's all horse and buggy. So
Where do the cars stay?
Oh, we have them all secured right on the mainland. It's a nice city, so it's all taken care of. But when you get there, all horse and buggy. It's like Great Gatsby. It's going
Wow.
back.
This is
The
interesting.
movie Somewhere in Time was filmed there with Christopher Reeve.
Mm-hmm.
And it is. It's like you're going back in the past again. And we have plans there. We've taken over the Grand Hotel, which is their nicest hotel. And we'll have our party and our events there. From there, we leave there and then we go to Kohler, Wisconsin, and we're there for a couple of days. The second day, we've blocked out the Roadside America track, the entire racetrack.
Cool.
So drivers all day long go on the track. It's theirs.
I think one of our other podcasters, Christina Nielsen's going to join us at Road America this year.
We discussed that. Yeah, I remember.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, okay, so, all right.
So from there,
After that, we go to
One of my favorite
St. Paul.
cities.
Oh, St. Paul?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So St. Paul, once you
One of the
in
twin
St. Paul,
cities?
Minnesota.
Yeah, so St. Paul is actually doing a complete shutdown. We're doing a back to school.
Why is that your favorite
event.
city? Is that because of the Mall of America? It's got the biggest
No,
mall.
actually, I didn't like that part. I didn't like the Minneapolis side. I actually like the St. Paul side. It's quaint, it's cute, it's very Victorian. The people are very friendly, and they're very welcoming. And this city is actually so crazy to work with us. They've shut down the whole park. We're doing craft brewing and Red Bull sponsoring, and we're having a full, amazing party for kids to come out and enjoy the cars. This is a very small town that probably doesn't get to experience LaFerraris and Paganis and Rolls Royces. So it's very exciting for this city.
Cool.
And then we're going to the next stop is like my favorite place.
But
One
you
of my
can't
favorite
tell
places. No.
anyone.
I know. And it's called Secret Stop.
Ah, okay.
So we're going to have some major surprises. We build that into the major surprises there. No one except for us have a clue as to what's going to happen there.
They're going to be blown.
They're
We're
going to be
We're
blown
gonna
away.
have to do
So-
some recon work.
Yeah, we do that kind of. So after our secret stop, which I can't tell you,
Okay.
it's secret.
You have to
So-
participate to know. So.
Oh yeah. After that, we're Deadwood, South Dakota.
Okay.
Okay. And Deadwood, we have another city shutdown. We keep having these city shutdown things. So
The police love us.
they do. Yeah. So Deadwood, South Dakota. These are places that ralliers don't. There's rallies that don't generally go through the places that we go.
I've so far never heard of any of these besides Detroit.
Oh, yeah, well, we don't want. We're not a rally that we just want to hit big cities. Like you go from L.A. to Miami to Vegas. I mean, it's not. That's not us.
It's supposed to be a vacation, a lifestyle, and it's supposed
Oh,
to take
it
you
is.
to places that you haven't been to experience new things.
Totally. Yeah. And then, okay, so after that, after Deadwood, we go to Boulder, Colorado. And I shouldn't say what we're going to do there, right?
I don't know. It
Can we
is a
say- can we
big
give it-
football game.
It is a big football
There's a
game.
big home game.
And a
the
lot of
first
college
one.
there.
Okay.
Maybe a cannonball frat party.
It could be a frat party.
Could be.
It could be with all the fraternities, but we don't know. We'll see what happens.
And sororities.
Well, it's the fraternities. 'Cause
Let's
they
be
get the
real.
sororities. That,
I'm sure that people listening may or may not know, but sororities are not allowed to house the parties.
Right.
Right.
So, but
Only
the fraternities.
Bring the yes. Okay.
so-
so
but we're-
How awesome would it be to be a college kid and have all these Ferraris pull up and take
Exactly.
selfies with the cars? Like,
Yeah.
I own this. This is at my frat house. Look.
Yeah, see, we're not just about a drive. We're about putting we put it on where people feel like they're living in a movie, and that's what we put on. So it's a whole series of things as opposed to driving from one place to another and
Right, so
going
there's
to
a lot of
Vegas
different
and putting
elements
your
that all
effing
add
hands
up, right.
and
Experience.
like that. It's a total experience. Then after that, we drive to Aspen, Colorado. We've bought out the best hotel there, the Little Nell. It's one of the top hotels in the world,
In
I guess.
America.
In America, anyway. So we've got that. We have a complete city shutdown, probably our largest in Aspen. We've totally taken over Aspen. So that'll be an epic thing.
They moved their fall charity event to the same day that we arrive so they can draw a bigger crowd.
Yeah, they love us there. They really want us there, which is good, and we want to be there. And then we have event dinners, and we a lot of dinners. In fact, what I didn't say is we start out in Mackinac Island with our black tie and blue jeans party, which is a Five Diamond dinner. It's a very fancy dinner. With all the best booze and wine and all the other stuff. And we're going to have something similar in Aspen, and we have a lot of food along the way. We do a lot of eating.
Seth, I don't actually think you'll be able to finish with us because we will be going up all the way to the top of Aspen Mountain.
as long as I'm
Oh,
heavily
you
medicated.
are saying that. Okay, good.
As long as I'm heavily medicated. Yeah, no, I get elevation sickness. Crazy as it is, but
It'll be a
as long as
gondola.
I
You'll
get-
be okay.
As long as I get medicated, I'll be okay.
I'll bring you
good.
some oxygen.
Bring me some oxygen.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be fine.
It's readily available.
Okay, the next morning, now we have to go to a nearby airport for this, but the cars are then taken back with our transport vehicles to wherever in the world they came from, because people, come from like 12 different countries to do this rally. So some of them get shipped back, whatever. But we go to a nearby airport, and we have our 767 Cannonball jet that is taking everyone.
Is that
You own one too?
Is that a private 767?
Private
Gangster.
767.
Who the hell has a private 767?
Oh, yeah, it's Cannonball Airways all along the plane.
Branded.
It's our
Pretty cool.
plane.
Pretty cool.
And it's taking us to our little after party in Cancun, Mexico.
Nice.
So we land in Cancun. We've got 2 days there. We're staying at the Nizuc Resort, or should I say compound. It's on the ocean.
It's a private peninsula.
Yes. And it's probably one of the top, I guess it's one of the top 5 resorts in the world.
I've been there.
You have.
It's
Okay,
so
you know that.
awesome.
It is an incredible
Oh, yeah.
paradise-like
Okay.
place.
And
The hospitality
It's
is
amazing.
so
It's first class
on
all
point.
the way.
food.
Really
and
is.
So we have some, we can't say.
I don't know
Yeah.
when this is going to air, but
Yeah. So,
I don't know
don't
how
know
much
what
I can really say now because I'm not sure
Sure.
when this is going to happen. But there will be a headlining Billboard DJ that will perform.
major. So
And
we are.
You might be thinking
Major key alert. Major
key
keys.
alert.
Well, on the order of, well, let's put it this way: it is not Dead Mouse, it's not David Guetta.
But
Right.
it's quality
It's
of.
quality on that same level.
Sure.
So at any rate, we'll deal with that when it
Not
comes.
even on the same level, well above that level.
No,
What?
I
DJ
love
Magazine
those. I
number
love those. I mean, I love Guetta and all that. At any rate, and then we have another freaky. We can't say no. This I don't want to say.
Okay.
But it's going to be the craziest thing I think any of us have ever done, because we were already down there and did this. So that's another night that we're there. That well, we'll probably have a little bit of alcohol on this.
So with all these events and planning, how long is this rally?
It's 11 days.
11 days.
11 days.
Probably
September
the-
2nd till
that would probably take the cake for being the longest one around.
Oh yeah. Well, we do. I mean, this isn't a rally. This is more of an experience. So it's it's a whole different world from
It's
the
a lot
other
of time
rally.
that people dedicate not only for planning but to participate.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you have people from 12 countries coming. We
Yeah.
have people from Russia, Finland,
Latvia, Australia, Canada,
Yeah, we had
Switzerland, India,
everywhere. It was crazy.
No,
wild.
we're more of a world, I guess, a world-class rally. We're not just. I mean, our plans for the future don't necessarily involve the U.S., so we're not limited to. We're not limited.
That was
to
my
anywhere.
next question. Are you thinking of doing something in Europe or?
Oh, we already have the next 2 years planned out.
Okay.
I'm not saying we're doing Europe or not, or anything like that, or Eastern
Can't
Europe. I'm
confirm or
not saying
deny.
that.
Never
At
know.
any rate, now it's what we did. The way it came about is myself, Scott, and Zach, where we originally planned this thing is we wanted to take out all the things that we didn't like about other rallies, and we're all experienced ralliers for many, many years. We've done them all. I've done Gumball 5 times, which Gumball I love. I just on the side.
Cheers.
I'll always
That's
do
something
Gumball.
we
I
all
don't
have in
care about
common.
anything else. I love Gumball. It's a very high-end rally, and it's the best rally in the world. It's a different thing from ours. So, but what we did is, and there's other rallies we've done, and so we've taken out the things that we didn't care about on other rallies and put in the things that we thought would be an ideal ride, the things that we wanted being experienced, like the drives. Our average drive is 300 plus or minus miles a day. Okay. Sometimes you can't help but have to go a little bit over, but it's a thing. You drive 300 miles, it's fine. But if you're on a 500-mile rally, the next 200 miles, you're wondering, when the hell am I getting to the
It's
hotel?
exhausting, right? It's exhausting. And people also want that little bit of downtime. Look, at the end of the day,
Right.
it still needs to be a vacation.
Right.
Well, another big one is on the exotic cars we have, there's not a lot of room for luggage. So again, we have our luggage trucks, and we don't charge people for this. It's all part of the rally. We have concierge girls. Like last year, what we did is we had, I think about six or seven concierge girls, where every driver had the phone number to them. Any problems, good or bad, whatever that happened, they always had a contact, and they worked on the rally with the T-shirts and the registration and everything else. I mean, 3 of them we took we actually did the impossible. There are 3 of them that were Cuban nationals, never had any hope of ever getting off the island. That's the way it is in Cuba. Right. Well, when we were there the second time setting up, we pulled it off. We got their visas, and they came on the rally, and they worked for us.
Wow.
And it was a great
That's
touch
cool.
because people had questions about Cuba. And
Sure.
who better to
And
answer
who
them?
better to know? Sure.
Well, we're doing something a little different this year, which I
don't even
didn't
wanna
get a chance to talk, but
My lips were sealed.
he was here. Okay. I guess we could say we're in the.
What's your favorite part of the whole rally experience?
You want to know my favorite part on that besides the rally? My favorite part was bringing these 3 Cuban girls to the United States, landing them in New York City, and they're looking around. They've never seen anything like this in their life. They're going, oh my God. And they're looking at these buildings because
It's a life-changing experience.
I mean, that was my favorite. But to do that, and then they ran on the rally, this is like the ultimate dream come true for someone. So that's actually my favorite part of the rally. Now, I love the rally. I love the putting on the rally, making sure. Here's the other thing: we don't have any special in groups where they're the top group or the top
it's not
whatever.
cliquey. Everybody's on an equal level.
Everyone, and we don't care. I mean, because we had people that were billionaires. We had 5 of them on there. We had people that didn't have much money that got the money to do it, and that's fine. But everyone became lifelong friends, and then we limit it to like 60 cars, maybe 70 this year. We'll see because we may have to go over.
We'll go 70.
But
Are you at capacity currently?
Well, we already have half of them committed.
Wow, that's awesome.
Oh, and these
That's
people are, and there's more that are coming. But there were people that did last year returning, most of them. So, but my favorite part. It's hard to say. I mean, I like Cuba. I loved Lenox when we started there, and we did this whole city
Massachusetts,
shutdown.
right? In Lennox, yeah.
I like the hotels because we picked different hotels. This year's rally and last year's rally, they're anywhere we go, it's 5-star, 5-diamond, unless they don't happen to have that in the cities, and then maybe 4-star or something. But
yeah, sometimes you're limited. You don't have a choice to wherever you're going to be. What's your ultimate goal with the rally? Is it to keep building it and making it bigger or better, or just to keep it at a steady pace? And and just always keep it first class above everybody else, stay one step ahead?
Well, that will do. I mean, that goes without saying. We will always be the first class rally like that. It's a different feeling than other rallies. So in our plans of the future, we keep expanding, and we keep adding things to it. We go way over budget, but we don't care because we all have day jobs. I mean, we really did. I won't talk. I mean, what Cuba cost us, if you any idea?
I could imagine.
Jets and this.
I mean, the best part of a rally for me is the one-stop shopping.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to all of a sudden deal with, I got to do this or I got to do that. I remember one of the rallies when I got there. I won't even mention the name of it.
Okay.
Anyway, when I got there, I was like, okay, well, where's the luggage truck? And I tell the story all the time, and they're like, luggage truck? What do you mean luggage truck? And I said, yeah, like my luggage. Like, what do I do with it? And they're like,
yeah,
you're on your own. I'm like, I'm driving a Porsche Turbo with a roll cage and no back seat. And they're like, yeah, and? And I'm like, well, I can't tow it behind me. What am I supposed to do with it? And you're talking about a week's worth of clothing, and I'm not, 120 pounds and 5'5". So my clothing happens to be a little larger than that guy's. So my suitcase was pretty big.
What?
Okay.
Little guys have,
names.
little guys have smaller luggage. So
I have smaller luggage.
I wound up having to FedEx my luggage overnight. I kept finding out all the next hotels, and I was actually FedExing it from Kinko's every single stop.
Gee.
I've been doing.
I absorbed a couple of $1,000s in overnight luggage. It was awful.
We don't know. We know that. I mean, we've got
Right.
We had one luggage track, big Sprinter last year. We have 2 this year. They'll be identical Sprinters. But no, we go kind of the extra mile. Everyone gets walkie-talkies, which is very handy on the road.
Yeah.
Every day, their cars are washed. We don't charge for it. So, we'll just put all those different touches into the rally. And we keep adding this. I say we go way over budget. It's not a... where we have
I'm
a
a
rally
checks
that
and
we charge
balances,
$20,000 and it costs us $5,000 to put in. No, it was actually reversed last year, but it's okay. It's
So you're
more-
not cutting corners. You're making it happen no matter what the expense is, basically, and you deal with it at the end.
Exactly. We will never cut corners. That's not us. So ours is, it's a value rally because it's what we want to do. Our real purpose was to put on the rally that we want. And we did pull it off somehow last year. And we had things.
There's always a learning curve.
And also to generate buzz.
Yeah,
We
we did
generated
okay.
a lot of buzz in the first
Our
year.
biggest disaster last year was in Cuba when we were doing the awards ceremony. And you have to realize this is Cuba. We were given a certain amount of time. It wasn't set up, and we thought it was. And we go next door, and they have this huge theater room, and then all the Cubans around. Well, they put our quick edits on the screen, and we're up there, and me and Scott, we were up there and giving the awards, and then halfway through the awards, they cut the sound. So now we got the sound cut. We got all the video cameras, we had the Cuban teams, video teams and like that. I go, holy crap, and everyone starts laughing. Well, we already had set up, so we went to the next club, the Sorreo Jazz Club there. They were all ready for us. Went down there. We had the whole second floor, and I went to the owner of the club. Said, "Look, I just brought you 130 people. May I please use your microphone?" "Oh, no problem." And then upstairs, so Scott and I
So you continued the whole award ceremony.
Yeah, we're in the DJ booth finishing the award ceremony. I mean, it was hilarious. That's probably the largest disaster that we have on the rally, which shocked me, because every rally will have some kind of disaster that happens, and that's part of rally life, and it's okay.
Yeah, you got to get through it.
Yeah,
Just gotta
I think
push
we may
through.
have had a couple of others, but the disasters that happen aren't normally seen by
Right.
people, and we're just running around. I mean, behind the scenes is
You maintain composure and you just make it sound like it's part of the act.
we put on a good face. No, we're fine. We did pull it off somehow.
So what are the dates for this year's rally?
It's September 2nd to it's 11 days, the 13th.
Yeah, the 13th.
And where can everybody find the rally online?
Cannonballrun.com.
It's pretty simple.
Very, very simple. And we're social
And now,
media.
do people have to apply for the rally, or
Yes.
okay? So you have to be accepted.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Okay,
Of course.
I wasn't sure because some rallies are just like, hey, if you can write the check, we'll take you.
Yeah, no, it's fine, and it doesn't matter what car. I mean, they can have Paganis, Bugattis, they can BMW. It doesn't matter because it's
There's
about
no
the
discrimination.
experience.
It's about the
Right.
Not
experience.
at all.
And, yeah.
No, not at all. We have all kinds, so it doesn't matter. It's for the experience, and the whole key is see people make lifelong friends on these rallies. Not
Which-
just mine, any of the rallies.
That's what I like about it the
that-
best. Yeah.
And that's the thing. And we pulled it off with the people we had last year. They're still in touch now, all over the world. Now we've got
So this is what I do.
Yeah.
Every single rally I go on, if it's Snowball Rally, Adventure Drives, Gumball, I
This
set
is
up
the
WhatsApp
It's
group.
White Noise Mark.
yes.
I set up WhatsApp groups for everyone. Every single rally I go on. And this one continues and continues and continues.
Doesn't
and,
stop.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I always say, and I know I always sound repetitive, and we always talk about rallies, but I'm still in touch with everybody from all the rallies that I've done. You know, not all the rallies. I should reiterate that. From many of the rallies that I've done, I've stayed in touch with them, and I've forged lifelong relationships and done business with a lot of them, and it continues to grow on a daily basis. And that's the best part of it. You get to actually go on vacation doing what you love the most, which is being behind the wheel of your car or in the presence of your car and all these other magnificent cars with the people that have the same exact interests. Because I can go to a resort in Cancun anytime, and the guy sitting next to me on a lounge chair drinking a pina colada may have zero interest in cars, maybe some website designer, and I have nothing to do with that, and we have nothing in common. Now you're putting together all these people that have the one major thing in common, and everything else just flows.
Totally. 100% on that.
And that's what I love the most about it. So let's move on to Wasim. And
So we're moving from Motor City to Mexico,
Yeah.
from Motor City to Miami.
so now Wasim has been doing Motor City Rally
been,
for how
Motor City
long?
Rally. We started back in 2012. So right after I did my first gumball, and so we started in 2012, and now we're going into our 6th year, and now we're going from Detroit all the way down to Miami. This year's route, my biggest focus was I really wanted to make sure that we were able to integrate a lot of the roads that everybody enjoys driving. But I'm highly catered towards the motorsport aspect of driving our cars.
Okay, so how many days is your rally?
It's 4 days.
It's 4 days, and is it an all-inclusive rally as well?
Yes.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
it's one-stop shopping. You take care of it all.
That's it. We're not going a la carte.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Hold on.
This Tennessee air is killing me. Anyway, so it's a 4-day rally. You're starting in Detroit. You're heading on down to Miami.
Yep.
And along the way, you have some events.
Oh yeah, definitely. So we'll drive through Pennsylvania and head towards DC. We'll be staying at Mandarin Oriental in DC.
I heard there was
nice
another
place.
rally band from there.
I did hear about that.
I didn't hear about that until recently. I didn't even know that
It was a heck
real.
of a challenge to make that happen.
So
So you
So
had
they
to
can-
actually
yeah.
chat with the
yes, I had to meet
Sales
with the team,
team, the
and
concierge?
that was pretty intense. So
and they said we don't want you.
they did. they were not a fan of that idea. But then when we got down there, they got to meet me in person, understand what we were about. You know, our event is focused on bringing a lot of like-minded individuals together. But I also do the same thing where, you know, you have to apply to get into the event, and then I limit space to only 65 cars because I also focus on racetrack rentals and whatnot for our participants. So being in Mandarin, you know, like that idea was, heck, if we can get down to DC, stay at, in my opinion, one of the top places in the city, I think that would actually make everybody feel extremely special to be welcomed back, because obviously the rally community is we're kind of blacklisted from that property. You know?
Yeah, I'd say so. So, you know, we didn't ask Steve before. We'll get back to Steve at the end. But what's the price point of your rally?
So our event this year is $3,500. So
okay,
and that covers your luggage, your the parties that we throw, your hotels, the parking, the security, your decals, everything that I could possibly put together for someone.
So meals, everything,
racetracks, yeah, all that stuff.
Racetrack,
So what
meals.
racetrack are you stopping at?
This year we're going to be stopping at ZMAX Dragway. It's in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Is that the next stop after DC?
Yep. And so we'll stop there midday. We'll rent out the track. It's all private rental. We'll obviously have, you know, different fans and everybody come out.
So over 4 days, you have a lot of driving going on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So what are the distances per day, would you say?
So the biggest distance that you're going to have is your first day from Detroit to DC. It's just shy of 500 miles is that you're going to drive. Being in a larger pack, it shouldn't be too bad. However, you have to cover a lot of grounds because, you know, my focus is that I didn't want this to become too long where some folks might not be able to do it, you know. But at the same time, starting it in the middle of the week, because it starts on a Wednesday and it ends on a Saturday, allows people to get back to work, you know.
Yeah.
So your first day is your longest. After that, you're under 300 miles a day, you know, max. So we'll go from DC down to Charlotte, North Carolina, and that's where we'll race at ZMAX Dragway. And then from there, we'll stay in Charleston, South Carolina. And then from Charleston, we're going to head down to Orlando. We'll be staying at Universal. And after that, right down to Miami, and we'll be finishing out in South Beach. And
what better place to party than South Beach?
why not?
Now, do you give out awards? Is it any competitiveness, or is it strictly a
I mean,
casual drive?
Camaraderie is something that I think is really important. But as far as awards go, like our entire group of participants, because they come from all different other rally groups as well, I like pranks. I enjoy everybody having fun and, you know, having that kind of experience. So really, I look for the team that gets everybody super pumped up, fired up. Maybe they're the ones that, you know, I don't know, put pranks on all their cars or T-shirts for everybody and T-shirt cannons. You know, there's all these different things that happen. So for me, I look for someone that is literally the spirit of the rally. You know,
Right.
that's really what it comes down to. So I don't give out anything else other than you are legitimately the baller. You know, you are absolutely the baller.
Right, you engulf the whole idea of
Absolutely.
it.
Yep.
Have you ever had any problems on a rally? You know, I never asked this to people. Have you ever had to ask anybody to leave a rally?
Thankfully, I haven't. I think a lot of that comes down to me being so focused on motorsports. I also want to know the backgrounds of those drivers that are wanting to apply with us. But, I mean, as far as problems, I mean, my dear friend Rob Dahm might have gotten in trouble in the rally one time, but that was about it. But
On your rally?
Yeah, that was on his
I did,
rally.
yeah.
What?
His Lambo was
No.
impounded.
his Lambo was impounded, yeah.
Yeah, it was flatbedded away. It was all over
Wait,
YouTube.
how? Yeah. Oh, that was your rally. Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. Shout out to Rob Dahm. Go back
Hello,
and listen to his podcast as
Yeah,
well.
we did a podcast with Rob Dahm, and we touched on that, I think, momentarily.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, just the typical speeding tickets and random licenses that might get cut up.
It's unavoidable. Any rally. I mean, I don't think there's ever been. Well, no, I'm lying. I actually did a rally where not one ticket was given out.
Okay, truth be told,
A
last
4-day
year
rally, not one ticket.
Last year we did because we were raising money for National Memorial Fund for the Fallen Police Officers. So that's one of our charities that we benefit for our event. And last year was the first year that I have never had a team receive a citation or
Really?
any type of and we had multiple roadblocks or stern talks.
Yeah.
But thankfully not one ticket. Just a ton of
Advisory
support.
meetings from the local police.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, I mean, listen, it's inevitable. It happens on all rallies. You know, we try, and I'm not speaking for everyone, but I know that when I do events, you know, we try to minimize it as much as possible. That's all you can really, truly do.
Definitely.
It's no fun getting pulled over. It
slows
really
you
isn't.
down. It screws
does
things
slow us
up.
down.
You know, it slows you down. It can get costly.
I mean, my favorite part about the rally is actually driving.
Yeah. That's the whole
The nuns
idea.
had fun being pulled over.
What?
The nuns.
Deborah.
Oh yeah, the nuns did have fun. That is fun.
They were dressed as nuns.
As
The
nuns,
cop
yeah.
said, "Are you really nuns?" And they're driving a Ferrari California with boobs on the hood.
Yeah.
They're dressed
And habits and everything,
Are
yeah.
you really nuns? No. So they enjoyed it. They made good use of
Yeah,
it.
well,
Go ahead,
being-
you didn't hear
it's
about
also
that,
fun
did
when
you?
the participants, I'm sure you both agree, when the participants really like when they dress up, when they do fun
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
when they wrap their cars silly, because it just shows their, their spirit as well, you know,
Oh,
and that
absolutely.
they also appreciate all the work that you've done. That's the biggest thing is when people say thank you and they've enjoyed it, and when they return, it makes it all worthwhile.
Absolutely.
Because now they've really enjoyed it, you know? It's like having a restaurant, somebody has a great meal and they want to come back and they give you a nice Yelp review and stuff like that. It makes it all worthwhile. So when you get that return from people, it really makes a lot.
The rap
of
game is
difference.
really important in rally, so that's
It
something
has
that we obviously have to,
Currently, yeah.
It has become the huge game in the rallies. I mean, I have a vinyl rap company back in New York, and
How's Art of Rap?
Art of Rap, and every year, right around this time, we start prepping everybody's cars. You know, it gets kind of crazy, and everybody's
there's a-
trying to one up each other.
There's a
it's
new
nuts.
rally every week, so you have to constantly be outdoing yourself, not alone everyone else.
which is the biggest challenge in this game. There's no doubt about it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much going on. I don't even have time to do my own car.
The nice part about it is, like on his rally and our rally, people come, and even Gumball, people come and create, and we love that. They bring their own, create whatever it is, whether it's pranks or the rap or anything.
T-shirts,
the shows,
bomber jackets.
Well, they'll put on shows. They'll do all kinds
Oh
of
yeah,
crazy
they'll
stuff.
dress
and
up. They'll
that's
have different
welcome.
costumes every day.
Bring your
Yeah.
creation, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
And we've got that on it.
I mean, one of my rallies, Jovian came on, who's one of the other co-founders of
Right.
Cannonball, and when he came on my rally, I mean, he really went all out. I mean, he had his Maybach, which he did up like the Batmobile.
That's awesome.
And every day there were different cartoon characters. I mean, I had to give him Spirit of the Rally. I had no choice. I mean,
course.
nobody else engulfed it like that. It was insane.
That's it.
And he had like these other friends that were with him, and he bought them all costumes. So all of them are changing every single day. I'm like, this is getting out of control.
I
But
have a rally attire.
awesome.
I never wear costumes.
Yeah, I
It's
never do either. I can't get
White
into it.
T-shirt, leather jacket, pants,
What's
sneakers.
the most memorable prank on any of your rallies?
God. Well, I would assume Steve. He's had a lot of packing nuts put in his cars, and he's
You mean
had
the
some
pranks
crazy
that
stuff.
I've done to others?
To others,
or
well, the
However-
most
have done to
memorable,
me?
whether
To
it was
me-
done to you or
Okay.
done to others, what was the most memorable?
Well, the most memorable, I had a ghost on one of the other rallies that I haven't done for a while, and in Chicago, and it was Jovian and Sheena, one of our
Right.
partners in Cannonball, that at the middle of the night they went up to Zach's room, our other,
Right,
Cannonball,
partner, yeah.
and Sheena stole the key. He had the spare key to my rolls.
Okay.
She stole it. She just went up to visit and just be friendly, and she stole it. They came down 2 a.m. They filled the entire Rolls Royce with packing peanuts to the ceiling.
Where did they get the packing peanuts from?
They had it all arranged. They
They
were
did.
after me.
This was all
They were
prearranged,
after me.
yeah.
So I have the whole thing, and that was, of course, that's all over the internet. But the whole Rolls Royce packing people. I mean, I was.
And how,
to the
did,
roof.
and how was the cleanup?
Well, first of all, I knew that there was going to be some prank, so I
Right.
told the security guy who's going to be there all night, "Don't let anyone touch the car. No,
Sure,
I'll be
that
here."
worked out
sit
well.
right- And he
Shoulda tipped
fine.
him.
Well, I didn't mind that. It was funny as hell, and they had it all videoed, and there people were around the cars. They're just stuffing the peanuts into the ceiling. But the security guy, who's supposed to, keep an eye on it, wouldn't let anything happen. They talked him into allowing him to do it. Oh, I have the key. It's okay. I get down in the morning, and I was pissed off more that the security guy didn't
Right.
watch the car. And so I went in, and the whole hotel staff, they sent people out, and the girls are vacuuming out there cleaning up the car for me. Oh, they were. And then meanwhile, though, the packing peanuts were blowing into the Chicago River. or
Oh,
something
jeez.
like that.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was awful. So that was probably the worst one done to me. One that I enjoyed the most is another rally. My other partner, Scott Oshry, we're coming from
I call him Silver Surfer. He's
Oh,
got the
yeah.
best
Yeah.
head of gray
we're
hair
coming
ever.
from
Best
San
hair
Francisco
ever.
to LA, and in Malibu, we're going about 30 miles an hour. I'm in the Ferrari, he's in his Rolls, and next thing you know, Scott is being lit up and pulled over by an LA County Malibu sheriff, and the sheriff starts giving him a bunch of crap. He wasn't speeding or anything,
Right.
and Scott's like up against the wall here, and I'm running up with my iPhone, videoing all this stuff, and then I start laughing and run up because the cop was A friend of mine. He was my co-pilot on Gumball in 2012. And Scott didn't, and I had it all set up. Pull Scott over and scare the shit out of him.
Oh,
It
wow.
was wonderful. And
That's a pretty good one.
That was a good prank. So yeah, we do.
You've had your share.
Oh yeah. Well, I pretty much, I guess, started these pranks, and a lot of them backfired on me. But it's okay. I don't.
It's all in good fun as long as nobody gets hurt, right?
Right.
No. Well, once in a while. I mean, a lot of
I mean, emotionally scarred.
emotionally.
I feel
scars, too.
bad. On this year's snowball rally, there was a kid, Dane. Felt so bad. Everyone just pranked him and picked on him the whole time. By the end, he had donuts stuck all around his car and saran wrapped
Oh,
the
geez.
entire
Oh, yeah.
car
That's
with
rough.
donuts stuck on it.
That's rough.
Hey, Dane.
And was he any memorable ones?
Oh yeah, I mean for sure. I think my favorite prank though to do to anybody, especially depending upon their driving characteristics and if maybe they're getting a little bit annoying, is to air up the tires on a car. Just one tire though, not every single wheel, every tire, because it'll just knock the balance off, and they think there's something horrible wrong with their car, So we had a guy that had a built GTR. And we just would continuously just grab oil and just pour it under his car to make him think his car was leaking oil. So he was constantly jacking up his car and trying to look. So he was way behind the pack, or whatever. So
that's rough.
Good, clean fun, but ultimately,
Yeah, I mean, I've seen so many on Bull Run. Somebody spray painted somebody's windshield with black spray paint.
I did act like I spray painted someone's
You
car.
know.
I just took Plasti Dip, and I was like, I drew a dick right on the side of his car, and ultimately.
But what I always tell people, I always warn people, don't do anything dangerous. We had somebody loosen lug nuts on a car one time.
Negative.
and that was
Oh,
that was awful.
no.
They got thrown off the rally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They
it
were
would
gone.
be the same here. Yep.
That stuff is just dangerous, uncalled for. It's a safety hazard. And
Anything reckless or that's
Yeah.
going to put any of our participants or our fans or any innocent bystanders at risk, that's something that immediately
yeah, it's an issue.
you're out.
That's an issue. So yeah, I mean, everybody pretty much knows that that's a big no-no.
I mean, everyone likes putting stickers on other people's cars that are maybe
Bumper
a
sticker
little
game is pretty
questionable.
good.
Yeah, the bumper
There's no
sticker game's
doubt.
good. There's actually a company that will make a bumper sticker and FedEx it to you overnight.
See,
for
this is awesome.
For like $20 a sticker. And there was a guy on Bull Run that was getting one sent over that said I love cock and
Yeah.
and I like screwing cops' wives and stuff. They were sticking it on
Oh,
people's
dear.
yeah, they were sticking it on people's cars. I was actually kind of pranked in Alabama on Bull Run. My GTR, I parked it out front, and the parking guy was bitching at me. So I said, "Here's $100. Just leave the car there because that's very competitive. You want to be right out front."
Yeah.
So I gave him $100, and he went to throw the $100 back at me. I said, "Oh, stop! Just don't be a pain in the ass." So I went inside having breakfast, and somebody yells, "Your car's getting impounded." I said, "Get out of here!" I just laughed, and then all of a sudden, somebody sent me the video of my car on a flatbed. So now my car got impounded.
What?
Yeah, it was an awful.
And this was at
experience.
a hotel?
At a hotel in Alabama. Yeah.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
I was pretty pissed off, needless to say.
yeah.
And I found out where it was impounded to, and I've been in the repossession business and towing business for 20-something years, and I found out where it was. And when I got there, the guy looked at me and recognized me from a convention that I was at, and he goes, "Holy shit, it's your car! Just take it." So I kind of had the last laugh, and so I wound up getting the car out. But the craziest thing was, in the meantime, Ice-T, who I've become very close with, who's a dear friend of mine, was on the rally, and he went after the parking guy.
Ooh.
Like, physically went after him, like, went to choke the air out of his lungs, like, got really pissed off, and they actually fired the guy
No kidding.
at the
Wow.
hotel at the Marriott.
Well, you know what? I mean, let's be real. Like, if we're all guests of a hotel, what's the reason?
Yeah, you're renting out the whole damn hotel.
Yeah.
You're their bloodline right now, and
Yeah.
it was an obscure area of Alabama, so,
That's
give it a
ridiculous.
break. I mean, I
Okay.
wasn't in a handicapped or fire zone.
Seth, your story reminds me of a story, not a prank, but a really crazy impound story that I've had on a rally. I was doing Cannonball Ireland. It's only through Ireland. And one night, these people's car got impounded. What did they decide to do? Go steal their car back from
Oh,
the
my
impound
Lord.
site.
Wow. Never such a great
That
idea.
actually happened. It made like national news. It was crazy.
Crazy. Yeah, I've seen some weird stuff. Somebody paid a valet for somebody's key and threw it into the woods because they were pissed off at him because they got cut off.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's it. Actually,
people
that's pretty savage.
Yeah, the guy was really upset. But
I like
you know,
glitter. I do have a couple of tubes of glitter for today, so someone's gonna get it. I can't say who.
I've seen a lot of wheel locks
Yeah.
go on cars and things like that.
Yeah,
But,
like the
it's all
parking
good fun.
boot, too.
Yeah,
The
parking boot.
game
Yeah,
is
the wheel
fun.
locks. Yeah, but people have fun. So when is your rally, the Motor City?
The event this year is July 26th to the 30th.
Okay.
So it'll be starting in Detroit on a Wednesday, and then we'll obviously be finishing on a Saturday in Miami.
And where can they find information on it?
Facebook.com/Motor City Rally or even MotorCityRally.com.
Okay, you can sign up right online.
Absolutely. Yep.
Cool. Now, getting back to Steve, we covered the price point on Motor City. What's the price point on Cannonball?
This year it's $24,500, all inclusive, 11 days, except for a couple of the dinners, but which includes again the 767 jet to Cancun and the return and everything else we do. But it's 5 diamond stuff.
Right. So it's there's nothing better out there. Is that what you're saying?
No, there isn't. I mean, there's different kinds of rallies. Nothing better. I can't say that we're a great rally.
Right.
Cannonball gives you so much value for what your investment is.
What I'm getting at is it sounds like a lot of money, but if you're going to do a comparison against any other rally out there, there is no comparison.
Well, no. I mean, I can take Gumball. Still, I love Gumball. I think Gumball is one of the greatest. It's probably the greatest rally in the world. It's a different world, and a lot of Europe. They come to the U.S. and like that, but we're two different kinds of rallies. I mean, they're a rock and roll rally that absolutely great. We're like a high end. We have a lot of similarities.
It's a fine wine, very, very refined.
I mean, that's we are. So we're totally
Fine
different.
wine
but
compared to champagne.
Those, I mean, I don't know. I think
you have to experience it to really know.
You have to experience it because it's a different world for many. No one's ever done this before. What we've done, no one has done.
And I believe this year I will be experiencing it.
I believe so.
So
I think there
better.
are some bucket list rallies. I mean, the Mumelia's one.
Yeah.
Gumball's one. I'd say Cannonball is one now. There's just some that you definitely want to do. Maybe you want to do Targa Tasmania, just something really crazy and different. But
Tasmania.
Targa Tasmania?
yeah.
I would do that. That sounds wild.
That sounds interesting.
I'll tell you about it later.
Tasmanian
Cool.
devils.
Why not?
Okay.
All right, well, I just want to thank you both for taking the time
been a pleasure.
out of your not so busy last day of Corsa Rally
Yeah.
to join us on the podcast and give people an insight on both rallies and what they offer and
Definitely.
and where to find you guys. So again, it's MotorCityRally.com and CannonballRun.com.
And also on Facebook. Steve
All
Goldfield,
platforms.
that part,
Yeah.
You
gotta have everything
You gotta
these
have everything.
days.
You gotta have Snapchat. You gotta have Instagram.
I don't personally have Snapchat, but
You probably
I bet
should.
if you did have
You
Snapchat,
probably should.
Yours would be quite.
It would be entertaining.
Thing would be lit.
And I'm Seth Rose from Exotics Rally. You can find me on all platforms at Exotics Rally. And my co-host is...
Elizabeth White, and you can find me at It's White Noise.
And thank you again. And if you want to reach us, you can find us online. You can email us, info@clpodcast.com. Comments, questions, concerns, suggestions, as well as review us on iTunes and all other platforms. Thank you, and we are out.
Car lifestyle.